As we wake up on this June morning, I think there's some schools that are still in session around the country. It's no secret that kids bully each other. Probably happens even more during the summer because they're not in school. Now, instead of beating someone up or taking their lunch money at the sandbox, bullies, unsurprisingly, are going high-tech. Cyberbullying through social media has been around for a while, and now more kids are using artificial intelligence to create something called deep fakes and harass their victims. Elizabeth Pran is with us. I know you've had some families and friends that you've dealt with who've seen this. And what we're talking about specifically with these deep fakes is the idea that you use the technology to create an image that isn't real, but is of, say, a girl in high school. But rather than just pushing around a picture and saying she's fat, you put around a picture of her without any clothes on.
It's hard to stomach, right? I know it's morning television. So I did a little digging, and I did this in the last 10 minutes. So I downloaded an app called Deepfake. Keep in mind, I can't find my way out of an open door when it comes to technology. I downloaded it, I found a picture of myself, and then I superimposed my daughter's face on the photograph of a 40-year-old woman's body. And I'm telling you that because that's how easy it is to do. And now we're getting to a point where this technology is in the hands of young people who may not understand the consequences. So what does it look like, Leland? It looks like nude photos with a 14-year-old's face on it. And we're seeing it all over the country. We're seeing it in places like New Jersey and places like California. And the fact of the matter is, law enforcement and educators can't necessarily keep up with this technology.
I think you made a great point that the kids, and now, boy, do we all sound old doing this segment, the kids these days, are so far ahead of the parents with technology. It's not just as simple as taking away their phone. And it was you or I, the parents either took away the car keys or took away our phone or whatever, and that was kind of it. But kids now are able to get around, essentially, the punishments.
Well, and the punishments aren't necessarily keeping up, right? Like, we don't have precedent for this. It's happening in real time. And we talk about kids having access to social media. Yes, I can keep my cell phone away from my daughter, but I'm not going to keep her from going to a sleepover with 12 of her friends, and maybe one of those parents let their daughter have an iPhone over the sleepover, and they'll figure out a way to create an account. They'll figure out a way to get online. And the consequences are very, very real if you look at some of these numbers. In fact, according to Old Dominion University, they're estimating about 4,500 suicides are taking place annually. Yale says at least 14% of teens are contemplating suicide. And the statistics are telling us that it is a result of this cyberbullying, that the kids are getting access to this technology, the consequences aren't there, the parents aren't able to keep up, the administrators aren't able to keep up, and in fact, state laws are not able to keep up, right? We see a bipartisan effort to create these civil laws, but Leland, who do you persecute? Do you persecute the 14-year-old teen or the parents? None of this has precedent yet. This is all new territory for us.
Yeah, and so different on so many levels. Kids all of a sudden think, and they're right to a certain extent, that the deep fakes, the nude photos last forever. They're going to be passed around. People, they'll follow them to college in a way that when things with you and I existed when we were in high school, they never followed you. Really scary. Really, really profoundly scary, and even worse because it follows kids home. Elizabeth, thank you. We'll talk soon.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.